3 for the girls, and 3 for the boys. We'll then transition over to the 100-meter butterfly, and that's some incredible technique that'll take place. We'll see who can get on the board for the butterfly. After the butterfly, we'll have the 200-meter backstroke, and then the always fast and furious 50-meter free, which is a whole lot of splashing in the pool.
Yeah, quite similar to the 100-meter sprint. Alrighty, at the first swim that we have coming up is the girls 400 freestyle, Heat 1 prelims.
Yeah, and unlike the 800, this is not a time final. This is a prelim, so they will have to swim this again in the afternoon, is our understanding. And so it's a little bit of a challenge for these athletes. You definitely want to qualify for the top 16, and you got to leave something in the tank because you're swimming 400 more meters this afternoon.
Absolutely. It's about maintaining focus, building confidence, and making sure your technique is perfect before you head into the penultimate races of the day.
Yeah, and we do have only 3 lanes will be used in this first heat. We have Ava from ISM who will be in lane 3. Maitland from Iskl who will be in lane 4. She put a shocking 90 seconds off her PB yesterday, and we'll see if she'll be able to improve on her time this morning, but what an amazing accomplishment. And then Hanaino who will be from ISM in lane 5. This is actually a repeat of the earlier 800 heat, so these young athletes have already put an amazing amount of laps in over the last couple of days.
Absolutely, getting to know each other a little bit better in the pool and outside of it too.
Yeah, it's part of the spirit and camaraderie of Iasas. The friendships that are made, I can tell you, for my kids, last one to university. Immediately you meet someone, if you're in North America or the UK or Amsterdam or even in Korea or Japan. Oh, you went to ISM, and you know immediately kind of the connection of that Iasas friendship, the Iasas brotherhood and sisterhood.
Yeah, really great structure for our students to have as they move on to their college life.
So Maitland, I think, is only lose track. She was in middle school. Was it just last year? Only a freshman or perhaps a sophomore. We only have their ages, not their years here on our sheet. And then Ava is a year older, and then Hanaino is a year older. She may be a junior is our best guess, but sometimes, birthdays don't sync up with necessarily your graduation year.
Yeah, it's great to see so many young students out here. Just looking across the roster for the different races today, some as young as 14.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to have freshmen being able to swim at the Iasas, and we're certainly delighted to be back having season 2 of Iasas for the first time in 3 years. I have to tell you, Andy, this morning it was, sometimes you get those updates 3 years ago today from those social medias, and 3 years ago this weekend, we were in Jakarta cheering on Iasas basketball before we realized wouldn't happen again for 3 years. Something you don't want to take for granted.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunate circumstances happened that Iasas was postponed for a few years, but we are firmly back in the saddle now.
We are, and we'll be excited for a great morning. I'll start about 9:30. We'll see how long it takes, but often it goes till about 11:15, 11:30, but certainly this morning with 6 different heats, each lasting about 6 minutes with the 400 freestyle, they'll take up a fair chunk of our morning. I don't have the math exactly on that, but settle in and enjoy some great performances.
Yeah, and we are certainly happy to have you with us today.
And just looking ahead for the next heats, Anne's already been on the podium and got a gold medal yesterday. She looks to be the favorite with a seed time of 4:44 coming in. And then also be looking at Olivia from GIS. She's at 4:48. We'll go ahead and update you on the team standings while we have a moment, and it's going to be a pretty exciting race, isn't it, for those team medals. You have the individual competition, but the team medals will be awarded, which is an enormous honor.
Absolutely. As we mentioned yesterday during our broadcast, we have, during the races, even swimmers who are not first, second or third are still chipping away at team points for their teams, and it's every single point will count at the end of the day. So
we do have a flip at the top of the girls bracket. Yesterday Taipei was in gold medal standing. They have now ceded that to Singapore. So Singapore stands top with 430 points. Taipei in the girls side is at 393. They are at 393 in silver medal position. And our own Iskl Panthers are currently in the bronze medal position. at 2:48, but only 22 points behind them. ISB at 2:26 is hot on their tails, so every performance will matter for that to get on the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just looking at the numbers, it's all there still to win, so it should be an exciting day of swimming.
And also we'll have a close race, it looks like, for 5th place. ISM's neck and neck with GIST. That's 170 to 168. Of course, you never know how the coaches have put the kids. We've got a lot of distance. We have some butterfly coming up, and then we also have some backstroke. So some of the specialists may be able to make a lot of room up. Specifically looking at Olivia from GIST, she's certainly seeded to get a silver medal, and so that could put a huge point total on the board that could move up quite a bit. That's the girls' side of the bracket, so SAS in first, Taipei in second, and Iskl in the bronze medal position.
And over on the boys' side of things, coming in first at the moment, we have Taipei with 361 points, followed quite closely by Bangkok with 344. Iskl is a little bit further away with 309. Moving down the table from there, in fourth place, we have SAS with 292, GIST with 213, and ISM with 123.
Yeah, so the top two could be really close. Certainly, Liam yesterday, an historic event. If you get a chance to watch it again, he took 3 seconds off the 200-meter breaststroke, which is 3.5, which is almost unheard of. So that record may stand for generations. But the breaststroke results are done. So Liam, of course, is a phenomenal swimmer and will probably get on the podium again for whatever races he has coming up. We'll check those. And we'll have to see what happens. But those 17 points can change pretty quickly, especially as you get to the end of the day and the relays in the afternoon session. So that's Taipei in first for the boys, Bangkok in second, and Iskl in third, all above 300 points. So that could be somewhat tightly bunched.
Yeah, and as Mr. Woodward mentioned just a few seconds ago, we do have different specialists in the pool, and it was actually very interesting watching the individual medley yesterday to see the combination of the different swim strokes, and you could see who was pulling up and dropping further behind on different strokes, and certainly a lot left to prove.
Yeah, certainly, for sure, that's true. And also looking on the girls' side, Bangkok's in right now in fourth place, but they're only a little bit behind, and they have Hadley, who's already broken 2 Iasas records in one of her specialties, 100-meter butterfly. So who knows, about an hour from now we could have another Iasas record shatter. But looking at those times, it's going to be hard to see how she doesn't take a gold and take those 18 points to put them potentially clear of the bronze medal. But that's for this afternoon to decide.
Yeah, it would be great to see just a historic performance. Looking forward to see how it goes. We do have a lot of swimming before then, though, and the 400 freestyle should be coming up quite soon.
Yep, we're not sure quite what the delay is. We should have started off about 4 minutes, but the match officials are getting their briefing. The head official is now sending them off to make sure they watch for things. We did have a couple unfortunate disqualifications yesterday. That's pretty unusual in freestyle, but certainly when you get to the technique of the butterfly, keeping those legs together, the breaststroke, the two-handed touches, these officials have been working nonstop pretty much the last 3 days. And so they're getting their bells out because, again, with 16 laps, you can lose track of time here. Absolutely,
and we will try not to do that as we are commentating here for you today.
Yesterday we did have someone, were you with me, Andy, when we had someone, I forget who it was, who swam an extra 2 laps. They didn't hear the bell, and they ended up still getting, I think, second place, but swam 34 instead of 32 laps. That's what amazing athletes.
Perhaps Eric was his name. I think he also still managed to shave 3 seconds off his personal best, if I'm correct.
I don't know if you were out there, but after swimming 32 laps, I'd be tired. I wouldn't be going for another 2 at full speed.
Going for a nap, hopefully not in the pool. Alrighty, and we're having the opening announcements now, and the officials are getting into position along with the swimmers.
All right, so Ava, Hinano, and Maitland are now coming to the blocks. They'll be making the 400 freestyle, so settle in and enjoy these next 6 minutes of swimming, and we'll try to keep you updated.
Good to see all the parents here bright and early too.
Yeah, parents are already here cheering on, and we've got ISM and Iskl in the pool. Nice easy starts off the blocks. Maitland a little bit slow off the blocks, but that fraction of a second doesn't really matter 16 laps later.
It can be made up at any point in time. The athletes are very close together at the moment, as you'd imagine.
Yeah, and Hinaino does look like she's slightly in the lead. She's got maybe a half a second up, half a body length, but we've got a long ways to go. And this is really about endurance swimming. How do you pace? You want to go out fast, but not too fast.
Yes, it's all about pacing yourself, getting your breath right, focusing on your technique. It really is incredible looking at these three swimmers again, that they're back in the water, they're going for it again. I was wondering how tired they must have felt this morning.
Yeah, 2 full days of swimming. Every single one of these 12 athletes from each team on each side does swim in a relay, and that's also a big factor, those high energy events. So some of them might have had their relay on Thursdays, others will be having their relay this afternoon. So that's certainly an important part of making sure that you're on the team that's going to help and be as successful as possible.
Absolutely. Hinaino looks like she's pulled a little bit further ahead. Nice turn off the block. The other two swimmers, Ava and Maitland, are fairly close. Maitland pulling slightly ahead.
Yeah, so it is about a 4-second gap there as we pass the first 100 with 300 more to go. Does look like a great start time. Hinaino's seed time coming in is just over 6 minutes. It's always a big mental break when you can break one of those big mental marks, whether it's the minute and the 100, or whether it's the 6 minute, or even in some cases we'll see later the 5 minute mark in the 400.
Absolutely. I mean, it just shows the constant improvement that these student athletes are making on a weekly, monthly basis. It's incredible.
So Maitland's got about 2 seconds on Ava, lane 4 over lane 3. She's in the second place position at the moment as Hinaino continues to maintain her lead, heading up to about the halfway point. It is interesting, they do not have lane counters for this. In the 32 laps for the 800, they do have the lane counters, but I'm coming from the US system where you swam the 500 and the 200, but the 500 certainly had lane counters. I think with 400 laps, still 16 laps, I lose track, but these athletes apparently know, or at least you listen for the bell if you mess up.
Sure. I'm not sure if that's Iasas protocol or not, Mr. Woodward. I wouldn't know. But yes, the athletes will have to keep that in mind as they progress through the race.
Yeah, Maitland has made up some time here, and now it looks like equally one body length between first, second, and third. I will say for these swimmers, it's kind of invigorating to be chasing someone and to be chased. It gives you that extra bit of energy. You're watching the person coming up on your side. You're watching their feet. Then you're even with their knees. And you try to just make up ground little by little in these distance races.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of pressure that comes with being in first place. Knowing that pressure is upon you and trying to deal with it, it's something that athletes face whenever they compete, especially at this sort of high level.
Yeah, and as we get into these later heats, you also see just the internal clock they have. They have to know how fast they're going against themselves, because certainly we would guess on seed times Olivia and Ann could be well ahead of the field. And now it's Maitland has caught up as we come into I think the 300 mark here.
Yes, significantly closer now, about half a second between first and second.
Yeah, and Maitland's now almost even. That is that adrenaline rush when you've made an accomplishment and the crowd's cheering as Maitland catches up. That also gives a little bit of extra energy from Hinaino to try to spur her on and dig deep, because you're second air at this point. You've been swimming for 4.5 minutes and you got another minute and a half to go.
Absolutely. It's quite interesting. I'd like to know more about how Maitland decided to pursue this strategy for this race.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe today we will be able to get some in-race interviews. That's been a part of some past Iasas. This is the bell lap. Oh my goodness, she is going to shatter her personal best, but so I think are Hinaino and Ava. We'll see, but they're well ahead of their times.
Madeline is opening up a sizable distance now between her and her second place competitor, Hinaino.
You can see her stroke rate has increased as the Iskl Panthers are cheering her on to bring it home. It is the bell lap. It's at 5:25. Her best time is 5:53. In order to qualify for the final, she'll probably want to make sure she beats about 5:49, we think.
She should be capable of getting there.
She will beat that easily. Oh, she's at 5:45. That's 8 seconds off her PB. Hinaino at 5:50, a shocking 15 seconds off her BB. And Ava, what a great close, and she's at 5:53, 12 seconds off her personal best. So that is an amazing accomplishment. You think of just, you've swam faster than you've ever swam in the history of your life. That's worth celebrating.
And it's like lightning strikes twice, just as it was yesterday when these three athletes were in the pool. They also all broke their personal bests, and we're seeing it again today.
Congratulations, Ava, Maitland, and Hinaino getting us started. And now the crowd's energy has revved up. Unlike a seed, this is more evenly seeded, so Olivia comes in with the second top seed time. She'll be in lane 4, but let's introduce the rest of the field.
We have Alyssa in lane 1 from Taipei, Ava in lane 2 from GIS, Fallon in lane 3 from ISM, Olivia in lane 4 from GIS, Alana from ISKL, she'll be in lane 5, Sasha from SAS will be in lane 6, Irving also from SAS in lane 7, and Emily from ISB is in lane 8.
So that's our field. They're getting ready to get on the blocks. You'd have to think you want to be in the top 4, but it is based on time. So sometimes some heats can be significantly faster than others. We'll want to watch that because getting in the top 8 in the finals is always way more fun and more points for your team.
Absolutely, and these students know exactly what's on stake here.
It is a clean start, and they're off with 400 meters to go. Olivia from GIS is probably the athlete to beat in this race. She would appear to have somewhere between 6 and 9 seconds over the people right next to her, but Alana turned in an amazing race yesterday for Iskl, and she'll certainly try to keep pace as much as she can. It does look right now like Olivia's a good body length ahead, with Fallon in lane 3 coming in second. Alana's in third, just a fraction of a second behind.
And as Mr. Woodward mentioned, the crowd noise has really picked up now, and we're actually seated directly above where the student athletes are, and they are cheering loudly for their teammates.
Yep, and you have the famous cowbells. I think you associate cowbells with Naga 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 and dragons and Jakarta. So that has long Iasas history, and with Olivia in the lead, those dragons have something to cheer about.
She's swimming confidently, and she has pulled maybe a length and a half ahead, body length and a half.
Well, we have an exact tie for second place. Alana and Fallon, they are exactly 3 seconds off the pace. So we'll see how the rest of this plays out.
Absolutely. Looking good so far.
And still so close. Fallon's only a 1/10 of a second up. That's equal to pretty equal, but she does appear to have opened about a half body length up for second place. You'd think the top 3 would be clear for the finals, but it's hard to know with the next ones coming. You do want to make sure you score a good enough time to make it through to the top 8, and definitely want to be in the top 16.
Yes, absolutely. And as we mentioned before, the athletes know what they need to do. But the race for first, second, and third certainly seems to be quite strong, especially with Olivia in lane 4, who is looking tremendously powerful in the water at the moment.
Yeah, Sasha from SAS is in 4th, Ava from GIS is in 5th, and Irving also from SAS is in 6th. That's where those points really can rack up as you look at Sasha and Irving especially. The Eagles are in first place, and it's not so much because they have medals. It was shocking looking at some of the results. The Bangkok Panthers have more medals than I think the next 4 teams combined. And that's really because Liam and Hadley have been shattering records. They have 10 golds. And so, but you rack up the points not by getting golds and a bunch of 8s and 9s. You rack them up with those 4, 5, 6, 7 points each time, and that depth that gives teams support.
Yes, absolutely. And Mr. Woodward had mentioned Sasha, who's in lane 6. She's a freshman, so it's fantastic to see her out here at this age competing with students who are 3 and 4 years older than she is.
Yeah, and Sasha does come in on the turn here. She's opened up a pretty sizable lead for 4th place, and you definitely want to be in 4th rather than 5th heading into the next final. It's going to give you a significantly better chance of advancing to the top 8. And that would be quite an honor for Sasha if she could be in the A finals this afternoon for the 400.
Yeah, looking like her closest competitor at the moment for 4th place is actually her teammate Irving, who's in lane 7. Perhaps one body length in Sasha's favor.
And it does look like Alana has opened up a body length lead for 2nd place. That could be helpful for seeding this afternoon, and we'll also see if Alana can beat her seed time of 4:54. She's certainly keeping the gap close with Olivia. That gap is only 3 seconds, and it's a 1.5 over Fallon, but that will be close for 2nd in this heat. Here comes the bell lap.
Crowd is heating up.
And with the ringing of the bells, the energy of the chat crowd increases. Olivia will come home first, but we'll see what her time is. Sasha's making her bell up, and wow, Irving has made up some good ground. That's going to be close for 4th place. Ava is going to turn the round in 6th place. And we'll want to watch 7th and 8th because 5:45 is the time to beat. Here comes Olivia coming home.
And
Olivia's in 4:52, a very nice race for 1st. Alana gets 4:58 in 2nd. Fallon is 5 minutes, and it's going to be close for 4th, but Sasha will touch her out. Sasha at 5:07 and Irving at 5:08. 5:08 might be a time you want to remember. Oh my goodness. Irving, is that really 17 seconds off her PB? That's a swim of her life.
fantastic. I hope she's aware of it. Seems like she's trying to have a look at the scoreboard now.
And this is going to be close. Let's see if Maitland might be able to sneak into the finals. We'll see what 7 and 8 touch in at. 5:38 is the time. That should be enough for the 16 finals so far. And 5:46. That could mean Maitland has earned a place in the B final. We'll see. Emalu with 5:46. But again, a huge accomplishment for her in and of itself. That's 5 seconds off her PB. Congratulations, and seconds can really count at this point.
Absolutely. Congratulations to them all. It's fantastic to watch.
Okay, we'll forget. What was that time we want to watch? 5:09.
5:09.
5:09 we think is about the 5th place finish, so we'll see if that's good enough to make it to the A finals. But here we are. We've got the Ann in lane 4, who's probably the time to beat for this event, but let's introduce the rest of the field.
In lane 1 we have Cameron from ISM. Isabel is in lane 2 and she is from Taipei. Uma in lane 3 from Jakarta. Anne, as previously mentioned, from ISKL in lane 4. Arya from SAS is in lane 5. Isabel in lane 6 is from Taipei, as is Charlotte in lane 7, and Danny in lane 8 is from Bangkok.
Yeah, and some of those small world stories, I was talking, actually a friend of mine, Arya's dad has a similar role as mine in Singapore and is here cheering on, and also chance for professionals to kind of collaborate and hear about what's happening in schools. But he's saying Arya's excited, but She roomed with Ann in previous times, and they've hosted each other, and they're swimming exactly the same events.
Okay.
The other interesting fact that both Ann and Aria that I learned is they are swimming longer than anyone else is possible in this event. There are more meters that those two will be swimming than you can swim in Iasas. When you do the 800 and the 400 and the 400 IM and the relays, they were doing the most laps, but Aria was commenting that Ann's always a touch faster than her.
That sounds like a very healthy rivalry to me. But honestly, swimming that distance is very impressive too, must be said.
At the 100 mark, Ann does have about a second lead over Uma and Jess, who's singing a great race. You notice how tightly she's next to that lane line in lane 3. That gives her a little bit of a kind of a cushion because she can be in Ann's shadow and not have to have quite as much resistance. You see Ann's made a slight adjustment to move away from that lane line. Those little things can matter as you try to get as much drag and as much benefit as you're swimming these distances.
Looking like Uma in lane 3 is swimming very well. She is currently in second place.
Yeah, and what a race by Isabel. She's right up there with Aria for third and fourth. That's neck and neck, and it does like Isabel's taking a slight lead. We think about 5:09 is the time we'll want to watch to make it to the A finals. And 4:52, I think, was Olivia's top seed. We'll see if Ann can beat that to stay in the number 1, which does give you also the best seating position, but lets you choose the music for the finals.
Well, that's a big thing. It's all about confidence and feeling your best, and if music helps you get there, then that's a big decision that you got to make.
Well, a great last 50 by Aria. She's both put Isabel behind her by a body's length, and she's almost catching up on Uma.
Mr. Woodward, what would be your song if you were to swim? If you were to choose a song for your final swim?
Yeah, Shelby and I yesterday, do you know what song that is? And Shelby didn't know it, so if she doesn't know the song, then I definitely don't know the song. I think me and music are not the topic that anyone wants to listen to on our Iasas broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, I would tell you what song I choose, but I don't want to embarrass myself and everybody listening.
I will say we did have a middle school party last night, and there was a lot of fun dancing. I know you and I were there, and that's part of the fun of growing up in international schools. We continue to see Ann making a huge gap over the rest of the field, but second place is going to be very close between Aria and Uma. In fact, that distance right now as we see them touch in is 9 seconds, but it's only a fraction of a second with Aria just ahead of Uma.
Yeah, Aria and Uma pretty much neck and neck. It's looking like Aria might be pulling slightly ahead, but it's very, very small amount.
And could be shattering her own personal best. We have 100 to go, and she's opening up almost a half-length pool length lead on the field. Great finish by Aria. She's now opening up a lead for second.
Ann is swimming very confidently out there.
Isabel is in fifth place in lane 2, and Charlotte, her teammates, right close to her in sixth place. And here's the bell lap for Ann. Well, she'll bring it home strong.
Yeah, and it's, as we said earlier, Aria has pulled slightly ahead in the race for second place, but Uma also swinging brilliantly in third place. And in fourth place, it looks to be Isabel.
It is inspiring to hear the energy levels race up and these athletes quicken their pace. Here comes Ann in her final 25. Aria and Uma are just behind. 9 seconds. It does look like it will be 1 for Ann, 2 for Aria, 3 for Uma. But these times for these other races will also matter. Ann touches in at 4:40. Oh my goodness, that's 4 seconds off her PB. And she'll be a clear 1 seed. Aria's at 4:50. She'll be 2 seed. Uma will be 4:53. She'll be 4 seed. Aria, what a swim. Pushed by Ann. She ends up with the second fastest time. In fourth is Isabel at 5 minutes. And that does look like that'll be enough to qualify.
Well, all swimmers in this heat performing particularly well. A lot of sub fives.
And 5:12 in fifth place. 5:15 for Cameron in lane 1 and 6. In 7th, Charlotte at 5:20, which is also 3 seconds off her PB. What a great accomplishment. And Donnie from Bangkok will bring it home. Let's see what she touches in at. 5:32, so she should make the B final, which does make a difference. Congratulations, what a fast pace. That pace was a little bit faster. It does look like 5:08 will be the cutoff for the A final, and 5:09 will be outside the line for the lead in the B final.
And just to go back to Danny for 1 second, she has actually saved 17 seconds off her personal best.
That is truly amazing. She did that, and that difference is the difference between making the B final and not. So she swam the race of her life, and even though when you're last, getting 17 seconds better than you've ever done, that's a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely, and even pushing yourself, knowing that a competitor or two will be finishing ahead of you, but showing that perseverance and grit to push yourself through, despite that, shows a lot of character, in my opinion.
And we should see a lot of PBs here. So these are some of our younger swimmers. This is heat 1 for the boys of 3, but it is the 7 slowest swimmers in this heat. The second 2 are timed and staggered, but the last 7 do have this first heat to try to just spread this out and make it a little bit more even.
Absolutely, and just to go through the competitors who will be swimming with us now, we have Andrew from ISM, he'll be in lane 1, Ryan from ISKL in lane 2, Emil from ISM in lane 3, in lane 4 we have Jonah from SAS, in lane 5 we have Samuel from ISB, Tommy is in lane 6, he is from ISKL2, and Theo in lane 7 is from ISM.
And based on the seed times, look like about 5:19, 5:20 will be the time they'll want to get in the finals. It is a nice clean start, and Jonah, if anyone, based on seed time, is only a fraction out of that. He just missed being in one of the next finals, but we'll see if he might be able to do, much like Maitland the previous time, swim pretty impressive. But we could see again, 10, 15, 20 seconds coming off best times as these athletes are going to put it all on the line here, because they may not be swimming this afternoon.
Yep, and just as an athlete, you have to treat every match, every swim, whatever it is you're competing in, as it's its last. Put everything you have into it and leave it all out there.
That's a really fast 50 for Samuel. He comes in first for ISB at 32 seconds, so he's putting out a really fast pace. We'll see if he'll be able to keep that up.
Well, as we said, his PB time of 5:20, we think will be around the mark, would you say, Mr. Woodward, for the breaking heat?
Yeah, Samuel only comes in at 5:43, so if he could do 5:20, that should be about the mark to get in the B finals, but that would be a 23-second shock off his PB, which is certainly not unheard of. We saw people take 90 seconds off their PB in the 800 yesterday.
Yeah. Not unheard of, but it would still take be a tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah, right now Jonah should be the presumptive favorite. He's in second, and then in lane 6 we have Tommy also swimming very strong, pretty much even with him, though he's fallen a little bit back on that last 25.
Yeah, Tommy is in third place. He's a freshman. Good to see him out in the water and doing his best to compete with the people who are coming slightly ahead of him.
Yeah, it does look like Jonah's making up a little bit of time. Tommy from Iskl does remain in third place in this heat. Fourth is Theo in lane 7. Fifth is Ryan from Iskl in lane 2, and Emil from ISM is in 6. Andrew is in 7th, making his flip time at 2:15 from Manila.
And any update on the weather forecast this morning, Mr. Warren?
Well, this is the day when you don't have any makeup time, so you got to finish today. So we'll desperately hope the weather stays clear. So far, it's nice. Having a little bit of cloud cover helps, because hot doesn't help with times. Sunburn doesn't help with times.
I can speak for sunburn on a personal level on many, many experiences. It does not really help with anything.
Here we come with the 400. Jonah remains in second. Tommy remains in third. That gap is now about even, first, second, and third. There's the turn for Samuel. He's at 3:12. 5 seconds behind is Jonah at 3:17. 4 seconds behind him is Tommy at 3:21.
Yeah, it looks like our first, second, and third place swimmers are pretty comfortable at the moment, those positions.
Yeah, though I would not be surprised based on times if Jonah does make a run here in this last 150, 125 meters.
Yes, we have seen that before. A lot of the races, how these athletes time themselves and, prepare for those final few laps is crucial.
He will probably have made up some time. Let's see at this flip, it's 3:55 and 3:59. Yeah, he has gained 1 second in the last 50, so keep up that pace and it could be close. And Tommy's fallen back about a second, at least compared to Jonah's pace. In fourth is Ryan. He's at 4:20 on that flip. Oh yes, Jonah is coming on, but here comes the bell lap. We're at 4:30 or so.
And the crowd
That's
noise.
the bell lap for Samuel. That's the bell lap for Jonah. The gap is 2.5 seconds. That's the bell lap for Tommy. He's 5 seconds behind that. Does looks like some PBs will be shattered. And we get the bell lap for Ryan in lane 2. Oh, it will be Samuel to touch him out. Samuel comes in at 5:17. Jonah at 5:20. Jonah does have a PB by half a second, but Samuel has a PB by 30 seconds, 25 seconds. Tommy has a PB by 35 seconds. Wow. What an accomplishment.
It's incredible. 17 seconds and 35 seconds off their PBs. Unbelievable.
And here comes Ryan. He's at 5:49. That's 11 seconds off his PB. Emil is at 5:56. Does not have a PB. Looks like Theo's in 6 at 5:59. That's 31 seconds off his PB.
What is happening in there?
Oh my goodness, congratulations to these athletes. Yes. All but one have PBs, and by enormous sums. We do have Andrew who will be finishing up. It does look like he could possibly still get a PB himself, but he's going to have to bring this last lap home fast.
It's great. We have a lot of fans here still cheering Andrew on as he approaches the end.
This is so fun. One swimmer in the pool. You got it all to yourself, and the crowd remains cheering. Bring it home for a good time.
That's great sportsmanship on display here too.
He does have a PB. It is 1 second, but that is a great accomplishment. Congratulations, Andrew from ISM. And now we'll get a little bit faster and a little bit more varied as we have seated time. Sean will come in with the second fastest time, and Kai from SAS with the fastest time. Ian from GIS will be in lane 1.
Benjamin from Iskl in lane 2.
We'll have William from Taipei in lane 3.
Kai, he's from SAS, is in lane 4.
Sean from ISB in lane 5.
Run from ISB is in lane 6.
Also from ISB is Kieran in lane 7.
And Aristotle from GIS is in lane 8. I remember quite a few of these swimmers from yesterday, Mr. Woodward, and they are like lightning in there.
That's right. Sean, Rune, and Kieran, ISB teammates, neck and neck, all right across in lanes 5, 6, and 7. And already we see the pace so much faster. Sean was off with the best start. And we have an exact tie for first at the first 25, William and Kai. Sean just behind, or was it Benjamin Pumley?
I can't tell with my eyes, Mr.
We
Woodward.
have an exact tie again, but this time it's Ben and William. And it's Kai from SAS in third, but it's going to be close, and there'll be a lot of changes the next 350 meters.
Absolutely, but it's a fantastic start to the race. Super competitive, great technique on display. Great to see.
Yeah, as I recall, Ben had some great races yesterday, getting some excellent PBs, and what a smooth stroke. That's as even as can be across all three.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very split here. Very, very split. Three students within half a second of one another.
Yeah. And it does look like Ben's fallen about a half body length off the pace, and Kai should be first on this turn. Oh, but just barely. Williams got those fast turns that helps him pick up a little bit of speed off those turns.
Yes, Kai slightly ahead. Not by much, half a second between him and William. And in lane 2, Ben is about a second and a half behind now in third place.
This would be a great accomplishment from Ben. He is certainly not seeded third coming into this heat. He would be a good 14 seconds behind Rune and some of the other people, but he's swimming much faster than you'd think. That said, Rune has made up the space, so maybe Ben went out a little bit too fast. Sean is in third, and Rune is in fifth, so get those ISB swimmers straight.
Yeah. Ben in lane 2 from Iskl is keeping up the heat on swimmer in third place. It'll be interesting to see how that develops over the next few laps.
Yeah, Kai has opened up a sizable lead. It does appear like in the next heat, Toby from Iskl will be the presumptive favorite, but Kai's time's about 4 seconds slower coming into this, but 4:24 is his best. 4:20 is the best seed time, but it doesn't matter what you've done in the past, it matters what you can do today.
Yeah, it's all about the clock. Trying to beat the clock.
It is very close for 4th and 5th now. Rune's just out-touched Ben.
Yeah, wow, Kai is really putting his power on display here, opening up, not quite a half pool length, but a decent amount of space between him and the student in second place.
Yeah, that is a beautiful stroke, and I don't know, that's a pretty strong kick to when you're doing 400. Usually you ramp up the kick later, but already they're kicking pretty hard to get that speed going. That's hours and hours on the kickboard, hours and hours in the pool. All sorts of your reps, your progressions, all coming down today to try to get your best time that you've ever had, and we've seen that happen.
Absolutely. The level of dedication and the hours of training, it all comes down to this, and I respect any student athlete who is performing at this level and shows that sort of dedication toward their craft.
All right, here's the bell lap. It's a little bit late for Kai on the bell, but he's at 3:46. Second is Sean at 3:52. Williams at 3:59 in third. In fourth is Rune at 4:06. And Ben will come in at fifth. But he'll nearly lap a number of the people. And here comes Kai. His time is, wow! Oh my goodness, 4:17. That's probably could be the first seed. Toby, you've got your work cut out for you. 4:25, Sean gets second.
And for Kai, that's 6 seconds off his personal best too.
In third is William at 4:36. And 4:41 is Rune. 4:41 might be a time we'll want to remember for the next heat. Fifth place is Ben. He comes in at 4:58. That is a PB for him by about 3/4 of a second.
And Kieran just finishing up now from ISB with a time of 5:10. Matches his personal best.
Yeah, a 1/3 of a second off for him for a PB.
And finally we have...
Ian does get 7th. He's at 5:19, so he does not quite match his PB, and coming in last will be Aristotle.
Yes. Apologies for speaking over you there, Mr. Woodward. His time, Aristotle's, is 5:31, which unfortunately is not a personal best, but is still a great showing.
All right, Toby, a marker has been laid down for you, 4:17. Let's see, are you going to chase that or are you going to save it for this afternoon? Because that was an amazing race by Kai. You take, what was it, 7 seconds off your PB at that, and you're swimming that fast? That's ridiculous.
He, as you well said, he could be trying to lay down a marker for his competition. Let him know that he's serious today and he means business.
All right, here's the heat. We have Quinn from SAS in lane 1.
Clement from GIS in lane 2.
Brian from Taipei in lane 3.
Toby in lane 4 is from Iskl.
Justice from Taipei in lane 5.
Adam, also from Taipei, is in lane 6.
Kinzo from Manila in lane 7.
And Zach in lane 8 is from SAS.
Similar spread, though this usually is slightly faster heat. This is where you put the fastest person in the heat time. Toby's coming out fast. That's a lot of white water for the first 25 of a 400. I think he's heard Kai's challenge and he said, bring it on.
Accepted.
Doesn't really matter till this afternoon, which will be quite a fun race. Toby is a good 2 seconds ahead of the field at the 50 flip. Justice from Taipei's in second, followed by, I think, was it Brian or did Adam touch him out? It's very close.
The swimmers just look so effortless in there. It puts my technique to shame, but it's great to see.
Yeah, Adam's slightly ahead of Brian, but that's neck and neck. I'll probably change over the next 300. Oh. Not a great turn on that one from Toby. Didn't quite get the push. You saw that first 25 so fast, and you can see Justice swimming so close to that line, trying to get a little bit in the shadow and help his time.
Sporadic shouts of support from the teammates here who are surrounding the pool.
Yeah, you see the coaches, and they've got their stopwatches. They're monitoring the splits, seeing if they're on time or not, seeing how they're comparing with their expected split times, if they need to pick it up or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you try to catch a glance, you know where your coach is, and you see what their signals are of if you're on good pace or if you're going fast. Because all you have is your internal clock. You're not looking up and seeing the scoreboard at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the level of support that these athletes have from their coaches and their teammates, and in most cases their parents, is just great.
It's 2:07 at the halfway split for Toby. Don't think I remember what Kai's was, but he's now opened up about 4 body length lead on the rest of the field.
There is one young man screaming for Toby directly below me, and this must be a very good friend.
That's a 2:40 split in first for Toby. Justice will make the turn at second place. He's at 2:48. And Brian's in third at 2:51. Kinzo in lane 7 is swimming a really fast race. He's at 2:54, and he could have a huge PB if this continues.
That would be great to see.
All right, we're at the last 100. That's a 300 split. Toby 3:14. Sorry, I don't see him making 4:17 on this heat.
No, I would, yeah, probably not. But regardless, still swimming very well.
Yeah, and honestly, I'd say don't go for 4:17. Save it for the afternoon. If you're in lane 5 and stay in lane 4, I guess you don't get to pick the music. Maybe that's a big deal.
I'm sure they have a better idea of what they'd like to hear than we do, Mr. Woodward.
All right, Toby's at 3:47 in the second. Justice will remain in second. Brian will remain in third. And it is Kinzo who's making up some good ground on Brian. All right, Kinzo gets the bell lap. All right, Toby, I don't know. 4:14, 4:15, 4:16, 4:17. Oh my goodness, that's 2 seconds off his PB. Look out, you'll want to tune in this afternoon. Kai and Toby, welcome to the showdown.
Guaranteed to be a good one.
Justice is at 4:31. He's in second. That's equal with his pace. Oh my goodness, Kinzo gets fourth at 4:39.
Wow.
That's 30 seconds off his time. In fourth place is 4:43. And fifth is so close. Quinn touches him out at 4:51. In sixth place is 4:52 for Adam. What a swim by Quinn.
Some incredible times out there.
4:51, that's 20 seconds almost off his best time. Seventh is Clement from Jess. Coming in at eighth is Zach. And Zach almost at his PB pace, just 1 second off, so a great swim by him. Oh my goodness, Kinzo and Quinn, that's incredible.
Absolutely amazing times, and I'm already starting to feel the finals later on. Toby and Kai are as a showdown, as you said, Mr. Woodward. Should be a fantastic swim.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, tune in this afternoon for our finals. We expected to kick off at 2:30, but please watch the channel. Yesterday we did start earlier to try to make sure we didn't get impacted by weather. So it could be a touch earlier, but we're expecting a 2:30 start for the finals as of now. Well, that's the end of the 400-meter freestyle. I think we have a 5-minute cool down before we move into the next prelims of the 100-meter butterfly.
Ooh, that was a lot of good swimming out there. Tired me out a little bit, but again, some fantastic performances from our student athletes.
That was pretty excited. 400 meters, yes, we did that. I don't know, my math may not be that good. Let's see, we have 23 plus 19, 42 people, each swimming 16 laps. That's a lot of laps we just witnessed, and I think more than half of them got PBs.
Yeah, it definitely felt that way, and just looking back at my notes, I think, over half, I would say, got PBs. So congratulations to all the students.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, so we do have the final, so let's see if we were correct. So 400 meters, Sasha makes it. Irving does not make the A final, but she will be the lead in the B final. Maitland does make it, as we anticipated. So Maitland is on at 5:45. What an accomplishment for Maitland.
That's great work from her. She swam her heart out all weekend, and she deserves to be in that final.
So that A final, B final, but Singapore probably is in that 8th, 9th seed, and that's where you rack up the points. That's why they're in first place. You get, you get 10 points for 8th place, and you get 9 points for 9th place. So those 19 points are better than one gold medal. If you have two swimmers do that, and if they get gold, they get 18 points. So rack up those points with those 8ths, those 9ths, those 6ths, those 5ths. That's why Singapore's currently in the lead with 430 points ahead of Taipei.
Yeah, it's great to have those, for the athletes to have those two different things to aim for, your own personal goals, but then also knowing you're helping out your team. Two ways to go about it, but...
Yeah, and as you may see, what a great job by our Vince crew, our athletic director, Jake Stockton, getting everything set. I have to say that video scoreboard's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is amazing. Wouldn't mind having one in my house, but that's
it may be bigger than most of your house.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that, but yes, I think so.
I know, that's some high definition, high resolution. It's weather resistant, so can be out here night and day, rain or shine, and some great stuff. What's funny is from here it looks huge. You go to the end of the 50-meter pool and you're like, oh, maybe it could be even bigger. Like, bigger than that? What?
I don't think there's much more space for a bigger screen. That's a perfect size, and all of the students can see it just after they get out of the pool, and yeah, clearly visible.
Yeah, what a great improvement and event. And also a huge thanks to our camera team. Looks like we see Lee up there showing that angle of seeing that beautiful V shape that you sometimes see come up on the live stream, as lane 4 is usually ahead of lanes 5 and 3, and it's a pretty beautiful sight being outdoors here. Swimming in February. Did you do it a lot of that in Ireland, outdoor swimming in February?
I can't say that I did. Yeah, Christmas Day swim is pretty traditional, but I wouldn't be doing it frequently.
Christmas Day swim might be like the Polar Bear Club jump in and jump out. Not, yeah, let's do 16 laps together.
Yeah, I think maybe the word swim isn't correct. Dip, perhaps, is better.
Yeah, I'll agree. North America, can't remember too many times I was swimming outdoors in February. So if you are joining us and it's about 9 o'clock in the evening in the East Coast, on the East Coast time zone, if you're in Toronto or New York, definitely give a shout out. Hashtag Iasas on Twitter or any social media, and we'll certainly try to find your name if we can discover that and give you a shout out as well, because we thank you for joining us. A lot of times you have these people who graduated last year coming back and cheering them on. A little bit of a pandemic disruption because we haven't had Iasas in the last few years, but you certainly have them cheering on some of their friends.
Yes, absolutely, and even more extended family all around the world tuning in to watch their granddaughters, daughters, sons, grandsons, nephews, nieces swim too. It's a big thing for families as well to participate in these games.
Yep, I know my mom's been pretty dedicated. She doesn't have any swimmers here, but when we had soccer, she'd be up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. catching the games because her granddaughter was playing live and on demand from livestream.com/Iskl to our worldwide audience.
Yeah, going global. We're going global.
And we did have 25,000 different viewers for soccer. I haven't seen the latest stats, but more than 1,000 people joining for many of the sessions, especially here. So we thank you for spending your Saturday morning or maybe your Friday night if you're in North America with us and enjoying some beautiful swimming.
Yeah, and we are just delighted to be here hosting this event and also providing commentary to you.
Coming up next, we do have the 100-meter breaststroke butterfly, 100-meter butterfly. That'll be 3 heats for the girls and 3 heats for the boys. We'll get to see Liam once again. It's not his breaststroke specialty, but he's already got 2 Iasas records that he's put down. So I'd be surprised if he's able to get a butterfly record because that's not quite his specialty, but you're going to see a pretty talented generational swimmer in the pool coming up next in the 400-meter butterfly.
Yeah, I mean, what a tremendous legacy to leave behind. You know, a personal best for this great athletic conference. It's a very special thing.
Yeah, and also we will be seeing Hadley coming up in the butterfly, also from Bangkok. She could be in range of Jessica's 2018 Iasas record. She's only a second off that, and she's already set 2 as well. Don't think she got any yesterday, but she set 2 different ones on Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, a special shout out to all the coaches who help these athletes improve on a daily basis, and you know, it's just such a great development for the students as well, and to have that support is fantastic. So yeah, shout out to all the coaches out there.
Yep, 200-meter backstroke will follow the 100-meter butterfly, and then after that we'll wrap up with the fast and furious down and back splashing of the 50-meter free. Don't blink, it'll be over in 29 seconds and change, or in some cases 25 seconds. My goodness, Zayden comes in with a 24.8 seed time.
Wow, that is quick.
And Rogov's even faster than that at sub 24, 23.96. Some point, like one of the interesting facts I saw yesterday is, admittedly, short course is different than long course, and world records, you don't want to compare apples and oranges, but the time of 2:13 in the breaststroke that Liam put down in the 200 short course would have been the world record in 1984 when I was swimming in high school 4 long course. Now, you get a lot more turns, so that's a bit faster, so it's not truly accurate, but these may be swimmers you'll be seeing in the Olympics someday.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to be so proud of and so aware of, just the development of swimming and development of times. And yeah, it's clear just even watching from any view, anyone who's watching these students and swimmers understand how special they really are.
That's right. So we thought it would be a 5-minute break. Actually, it might be a little bit longer because I think we've been talking a bit more than 5 minutes. Is that accurate?
It seems that way. The officials have not come back out yet, and I can't see any swimmers in and around their starting positions, so perhaps we have a few more minutes.
Oh, the boys 400 freestyle totals are coming up. It looks like Brian gets 8 and 4:43 was the cutoff. 4:51. Quinn with that amazing run will be the leader in the B final. Jonah does make it into the B final with 5:20, as does Ian and Samuel. That's a great performance by them.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all those students for making it into the final. All right.
Well, I know a lot of people may be channel surfing, and we have the semifinals for basketball coming up right now. And Iskl is down 6 in the second quarter to ISM. That's the 1 versus 4 seed. And it looks like ISB and Taipei are neck and neck, 21-20. ISB up 1. And some of you may be having multiple channels open as you're watching a lot of these events. So that'll determine who plays for the gold and who plays for the bronze. Iskl did have 2 tough losses yesterday in basketball, so they'll need to come back there.
Yeah, I mean, that ISB Taipei game looks very, very close. That should be very interesting. 2 seemingly evenly matched teams.
And also in Jakarta for rugby, coming up at noon in about an hour and a half, Iskl will play against Singapore. They have to win by 13 to make the finals. They gave up a late try to Taipei yesterday, which is not so great. Yes, Manila did put in a bucket there. I don't know. I'll have to say I'm a little biased, but I think there should be commentating at these things. So we'll just say Bearcats and Dragons.
Okay.
Where's your commentators? I do stand corrected. They do have commentators today. It was yesterday evening, I think some of them were missing. All right, I think the butterfly is about ready to go, so we'll keep your attention split probably all over Iasas as we have tennis, rugby, basketball, touch, and here at Iskl we have swimming. This is the 100-meter butterfly. First, the girls round.
In lane 1, we have Raya from Jakarta. In lane 2, we have Bente from ISB. Claudia is in lane 3 from ISM. Fallon in lane 4 is also from ISM. Kylie from Taipei is in lane 5. Stephanie from Singapore is in lane 6. And in lane 7, we have Hanaino back in the pool again from ISM.
Yeah, Hanaino's already swam 42 laps, 16 laps today, 32 yesterday, and she's back in again.
Swimmers in their starting positions. Do we have... Excuse me.
It does look like Claudia is going to get a DNS, not start. She hope all is well with her, but certainly injuries and illnesses are a reality.
Yes, certainly an unfortunate part of being an athlete.
So Fallon from ISM should be the 3rd-seeded person coming into this race. She'll want to make it through to the finals, and she's already comfortably ahead. 109 is her seed time. Her split at the 50 is 31. Kylie comes in at 2nd at 32, and Stephanie's in 3rd at 34 seconds. Bente is super close, so that'll be really close to watch. Though it does look like Kylie had a better turn there. Here they are coming home on the 100. A lot faster than the previous races we watched.
Yeah, great movement out there, the undulation, fantastic technique.
108, that is a PB for Fallon. In second place is 111 for Kylie. She's exactly matches her PB. And third is Stephanie at 115, 4 seconds off her PB. And fourth is Binti at 119. That's 5 seconds off her PB. Fifth place, Hinaino, 123. Oh my goodness, 4.5 seconds off her PB. And Raya will come in at 6th place. She did not have a qualifying time, so this is definitely her personal best.
And she has a finishing time of 142.43. Next swimmers are getting ready to step up on the blocks.
Well, congratulations, Fallon, 108. That's the time to beat. We'll want to remember that as we see Cindy in lane 4 has a time about 2 seconds faster than that. See if she can beat that. The rest of the field, Hyo Min from JIS will be in lane 1.
Mina, she's from Iskl in lane 2.
Ina from Taipei will be in lane 3.
As previously mentioned, we have Cindy in lane 4. She is from Taipei.
Catherine's just behind her. She'll be in lane 5 from Singapore.
Kamiko from ISB, she is in lane 6.
And Jamie rounds out the field in lane 7. We have no one in lane 8 for this heat.
Nice start from our swimmers.
Clean start. It does look like Cindy is the fastest off the blocks, and she's already in an early lead with a great start.
The fans are really into this one. I think now that we're down to some of the shorter races, the tension, the suspense really ratchets it up.
Cindy with a beautiful first 50 coming in. She's at 30 seconds 54. Second is Catherine with a long touch coming in. Third is Kamiko. But Ina and Mina are right on her tail. Oh my goodness, this race for third is going to be so close. And that could be the difference of making into the finals. At least the A finals. Top 16 advance, top 8 into the A finals.
All swimmers being willed on by their teammates, parents, and coaches here.
108 was the time in the first heat. This will be faster than that. 107.46. She's current top seed. 113 is Catherine, number 2. Oh, this close. Kamiko in third. Mina in fourth. Ina in fifth. Close, close, close. Touch, touch, touch.
Jamie finishing up now.
In sixth place is Jamie with 134. And in seventh at 142 is Hyo Min, a personal best for her as she did not have a seed time. Oh, that's exhausting for me. I hated the butterfly. I hated it. Like you come in, you finish, you have no more energy. You're trying to get your head out of the water. You're trying to get a kick that gives you enough momentum. Those are some incredible athletes who make it look easy.
Yeah, they're just so comfortable in there. Doesn't look like they're breaking a sweat.
All right, here's our third and final heat of the prelim. 107.46 now is the time to beat, and Hadley should beat that pretty easily. She's the Iasas record holder from Thursday. More accurately, 103 may be the time to beat for the Iasas record. Emily's in lane 1 from Iskl. Juna's in lane 2 from SAS. Ellie from SAS in lane 3. Hadley from ISB in lane 4. Uma from JIS in lane 5. Harriet from Taipei in lane 6. And Leah from Iskl in lane 7. Oh my goodness, look at that start from Hadley. What a kick.
Such power.
That was beautiful. Oh, just so much power off the blocks. I mean, everything about her says just... That is beautiful to watch. You want to enjoy this. You get 50 more meters coming. She's already 3 body lengths ahead. Such intentionality on that turn. And even that first textbook stroke, keep your head down, get that momentum going before you take a breath. I mean, your whole body's sucking for oxygen, and you keep your head under to go faster.
Wow, she is
taking breaths every other turn. That's what great shape she's in. Oh my goodness, this could be close. It is an Iasas record, ladies and gentlemen. Hadley making history, 102.80. In second is Uma at 109. In third is Ellie at 113. In fourth is Harriet at 118. In fifth is June at 122. In sixth is Emily at 125. Wow, what an incredible finish.
Amazing.
Oh, and you just saw it. Hadley, Iasas record holder, 102.80. That's 0.2 of a second under the Iasas record that has sat from 5 years from Jessica Wagner. So congratulations, Hadley. We'll see that mark on the board probably for a few years to come.
Congratulations to her and her family. Some hugs being shared around the pool.
All right, we'll go straight into the boys prelim. This is prelim 1 of 3.
In lane 1, we have Tony from ISB.
Lane 2, James from Singapore.
Ole, he's in lane 3, is from Iskl.
Douglas from Taipei in lane 4.
Akhtar from GIS is in lane 5.
Ethan from Taipei in lane 6.
Apologies, and rounding us off is John in lane 7 from Jakarta.
In this field, Douglas is the only one who's broken a minute with his seed time. Akhtar is about 2 seconds behind, and Ole 2 seconds behind that. Oh wow, that's even across the turn. Super close. Douglas, then Ole, then Akhtar. Ole's swimming great at the 50. It is still Douglas and Ole, then Akhtar. Ethan also very close, and James just behind him. Tony, then John rounding out 6 and 7. This is close across all 3. Oh my goodness, only a half a second separate 3. Ole's taking the lead. Ole swimming the race of his life. Oh, it's an exact tie.
What?
Yeah, Ole was ahead, but he short-armed it and had to take an extra stroke. Douglas kept the extra kick, 101.56. Exact tie. In third place is Akhtar, 103.63. Now, probably we'll have Zayden coming up next, who may be able to beat that time, but I don't know. Do you do half the split of the music if that's the number 1 seed?
Maybe play both at the same time. But some handshakes being exchanged there between Ole and Douglas, which is great to see.
Yeah, Ole, that's a tough thing on the butterfly. You can only touch the wall once. So do you take an extra stroke and short arm it, or do you kick hard in and try to get in? And some fame I remember from Michael Phelps getting a gold medal that way.
Alrighty. Next up, we have our
second prelim of the 100-meter butterfly. So Yoon-Hoo from SAS in lane 1.
Mina from Iskl in lane 2.
Andres from ISM in lane 2. Kinzo is from ISM in lane 3. Zayden from ISM in lane 4. Powell from ISB in lane 5. Jaden from Taipei in lane 6. Michelle from lane 7 in Iskl. And Pan from ISB in lane 8.
Thank you, Mr. Ward.
It would appear Zayden's the only one who's beaten a minute in this. Comes in with the fastest time. He is first, though very close. Powell in second, Jaden in third, Andres in fourth, Kinzo in fifth. Very close across second. Zayden's opened up about a half body length lead. At the halfway point, he's in first, Powell in second, Jaden in third. Will be close for fourth place. See if that might matter for the A finals.
Zayden looking very powerful out there. You can just see by his physique that he's a very, very powerful swimmer.
And he comes in first at 59.06. 101.08 is Powell. In third is Jaden at 102. Fourth is Kinzo at 105. Andres is fifth at 108. Super close for sixth. It does look like Pan touches out Yunhu. And then in eighth place, Michelle comes in at 123. So 100 meters, a great race by Zayden, but we now have the Iasas record holder coming up in this race. But breaststroke's his specialty, but he's doing the butterfly. He's a great swimmer all around, no doubt. That's Liam in lane 4. But starting out, we'll have Ji-hoon in lane 1 from Singapore.
Tae-rim in lane 2 is from Jis.
And Momosuke from Jis is in lane 3.
Liam, as mentioned, is in lane 4 from ISB.
Noah from Iskl is in lane 5.
Ben from Taipei is in lane 6.
Alan from Iskl is lane 7.
And Ken from SAS is in lane 8.
Yeah, great races yesterday by Alan. He took 6 seconds off his time and then another 3 seconds in the final, so that's amazing.
Incredible.
Butterfly, we'll see how he does in this race.
Be interesting to see Liam and Noah compete here. Their PBs are quite close, within a second of each other.
Yeah, and Noah, if Liam can be beat, it's not going to be in the breaststroke. We've learned that, so we'll see how his butterfly time is. He is the top-seeded person coming in for this whole race, but already it looks like we have 1 sub-minute performance. And Zayden put that marker down. Really nice start off the blocks, and already you see that power that Liam has. He's a full second ahead already at the turn, and Noah's going to have to make up ground. Noah's in second, and Momosuke is actually in fourth place.
Yeah, wow.
Great race by Ji-hoon and from Singapore.
Liam looking good out there. Second, third, and fourth quite close together.
If you thought this was going to be close, Liam said, sorry, this is my tournament.
I'm sure his confidence is sky high after his recent performances.
Yeah, so he's going to be coming home pretty fast.
Wow.
Are you serious? He just broke the Iasas record in the butterfly.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
He looked like he couldn't believe it for a split second there.
Are you kidding me? I don't even know what happened. I wasn't anticipating that, but the record from the Iasas butterfly going back to 2020 was 56.59. He just put up a 55.60 in the butterfly.
He is absolutely delighted out there. Big smile on his face. Fans are going mental.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liam's tournament, and we're just watching.
We're just a part of his world.
Yeah, welcome. What an amazing performance to round that out. Noah does get second, and in third is Momosuke, and fourth is Ji-hoon swimming a great race from lane 1 with 104. Fifth is Ben. Sixth is Alan, 109. Seventh is Taram with 112. And then eighth is Ken with 121. Allen does get a PB by more than a second. Ji-hoon got a PB by, was that 7 seconds? That was an incredible race by Ji-hoon, also by Allen, but the talk of the tournament is welcome to Liam Nelson's ISB performance. Iasas records falling left and right with a generational swimmer.
Yep. He's congratulating some of his teammates and also his competitors, which is also great to see.
Yeah, congratulations. Well, we do have the results for the 100 butterfly. Stephanie, Catherine, and Ellie will all make it through for SAS to the A final. Kimiko and Mina are the cutoff at 117 for the B final. The story of that was Hadley getting another Iasas record, 102.80 in the 100 butterfly. between Hadley and Liam. That's pretty impressive, these ISB Panthers. That's a good reason why they're putting up such high scores. The ISB boys in second place. And you'd have to think by this afternoon, Iskl is going to have a hard time on the girls' side holding off Bangkok for the bronze medal position with Hadley's performances.
Yeah, these swimmers from ISB, fantastic individual performances, and of course that will help their team overall too.
But again, Singapore getting that 6, 7, 8 spot, those are just points that are going to add up. You're guaranteed a minimum of about, 31 points there? 10, 11, and 12?
Yeah,
no, 33 points. I can do my math.
That is a substantial amount when you look at the overall standings, that is for sure.
Wow. Well, in basketball, third quarter is about ready to get going in the semifinals. Iskl has their work cut out for them, down 7 at the half. Taipei has a 5-point lead as they'll try to make it into the finals against Bangkok. Iskl needed to win one of their 2 games yesterday, and late last night they couldn't quite pull it out against Taipei, so they did get that tougher seed against Manila, who appears to be the class of the tournament there.
Still quite close between ISB and TAS. 5-point game in TAS's favour at the moment.
Well, we'll take a little bit of a break here. We'll come up. I think it's a 5-minute cool down before we have the 200-meter backstroke. 200-meter backstroke doesn't look like Keaton's historic record of 2:14 will be in danger, but we certainly didn't think that butterfly mark would fall just a few minutes ago.
Well, there you go. You never know what will happen, realistically speaking. But 2:14, that is quite some time.
Yeah. Though on the other side, look out. Is that really? Oh, no. That's not true. Yeah, 2:07. That's crazy for a backstroke from Colin in 2020. Doesn't look like that'll also be in danger.
Well, you know, as we look over these roster and we can see the records, it's incredible that we have so many students this year and just in the past 30 or 45 minutes who have set Iasas records. So congratulations once again to them.
All right, here's the announcement of the 100 butterfly finals.
We would like to congratulate Liam from ISB for keeping a meet record.
We did just see that meet record from Liam, but it does look like Taipei putting up some big markers. They have 8th and 7th. Akhtar's just out of the finals, A finals. He will be in the B finals. And James Allen does make it into the B finals with 109. 1:10.58 was the cutoff for the B finals, with James making that cutoff.
I'm glad I got to take a breath there, Mr. Woodward. It was quite intense for a few minutes.
Yeah, we're up on the second level. Do get any shout outs. We did just get a great shout out, and certainly congratulations to Arya. A great performance she had this morning, and I know her mom's watching in Singapore, so shout out to all those Eagles and the Eagles Swim Club. And what a great opportunity to have Dad here cheering on, and Mom's at home, I think, with Arya's brother, but it's a pretty exciting time and some more swimming coming up. We'll have our rest of our morning session. It's going to be the backstroke and then the Fast and Furious 50 free.
I'm particularly excited for that one. Some great times out there. Do you think it's possible we could see one more Iasas record being broken this morning, Mr. Ward?
I'm going to go with no.
Okay.
I mean, basically, the reason is simple. This is Hadley and Liam's rip meet, and they're done swimming for the morning. So
Yeah.
that may be all we need to know.
Okay. Well, luckily we'll get to see them grace the pool once more this afternoon.
But yeah, some great performance we've had out. But when you have those generational swimmers, it's just an absolute delight to get to watch them. And wow, watching Hadley on that butterfly, watching Liam on that butterfly, they're pretty good.
Pretty good might be an underestimation, but yes, fantastic swimmers.
Yeah, another mark that I don't think we'll see fall. I was that 400 time. We saw a bunch of theirs. I think it was here at Iskl 9 years ago in 2014 that Kai Hyogo, another generational swimmer, put up a time of 350. He was so small and so fast, it was crazy. And then his 7:55 time in the 800. Like right now, our best time coming in was what, 4:17. Kai got a 4:17, which is crazy fast, but you'd have to take off 27 seconds off that time to be in meet record range.
Well, they are some records that might stand for many, many more years.
Yeah, I have to say that 200-meter breaststroke record that Liam put up, a couple decades from now, people may still be talking about that one. But you know, the swimming, the training, and even another thing to talk about is just the technology advances in swimming. These aren't the swimsuits that were worn just a few years ago, and so you have all this aerodynamic expertise that's now part of the swimming, and that shaves off fractions of seconds when you're talking at athletes at this high level.
Yeah, I mean, it's the modernization of sport. You know, records will continue to drop as they always seem to. Of course, apart from Kyogo's, right? I don't think that time will be going anywhere soon.
Soon, later, or decades from now. That's just an incredible performance. We did it, yeah. Nadia Redsko is another generational swimmer. Her record fell from Hadley on Thursday. So you never quite know what can happen.
That is true. Just a quick look at the weather forecast here. We're currently at 28 degrees. There is no rain forecast, allegedly, for the day.
That is great news. Rain is fine. We had some nice cool weather yesterday with rain. It is the lightning alarm as player safety and athlete safety is the most important thing.
Absolutely. And we also have a comfortable gust of wind reaching up to 11 kilometers an hour, but I can say at the moment it feels very pleasant.
It is a very nice, and I do have to say the cloud cover is a nice benefit when things are so hot.
Yeah. I wouldn't last too long under the sun if it was beating down. We have the Iasas swim officials here getting some more instructions.
Yep, always checking in, the latest thing, you know, what are the pointers you want to watch in butterfly? And now as we transition into backstroke, what are you watching for? What are the key points to make sure this is a legal and accurate race? Because we do sing congratulations to PRAKL, our match officials and their organization who have done such a great job.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. I think the overall level of organization and so many different groups of people and organizations have to come together for this sort of event to happen, and it's just fantastic to see. We even have some issues of referees briefing being displayed on the screen. The parents, of course, are out in full force. Campus is really buzzing, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, what a great atmosphere here at Iskl. Our shout out to our marketing team. You know, certainly if you hashtag Iasas on any social media, you'll see some of the amazing promotional videos, including a pretty fun day yesterday. We had a lion dance celebrating cultural heritage and Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year specifically, and then straight out here to cheer on the athletes for Iasas. So lots of great stuff happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had some parents coming in and out of that dance yesterday to have a quick look. And I was even running a PE class, Mr. Woodward, in period 4 a few days ago, and some of the students are popping around their heads around the corner to cheer on my students in a pacer test, which was fantastic to see, willing them on.
Well, in the pacer test, if you get 100, you get a free t-shirt. I will have to say, post-pandemic, some of the fitness levels of our average level are not quite the level of the elite athleticism we're seeing in the swimming pool from these Iasas students.
No, but we are so happy to have them back doing PE full time and trying to push them and improve them in every way possible as athletes.
Yeah, so true. So are you willing to share what was the high score of your pacer test yesterday or Thursday?
It was in the 70s.
Oh, that's not bad at all. 100 is a pretty amazing fitness level.
Yeah.
As a pacer test, for those unfamiliar, you run 20 meters back and forth, and if you make it 100 times, the beeps get faster and faster, so you actually have to increase your pace. So rather than slowing down as most of us do, you have to actually go faster.
Yeah, you have to speed up. We called it the beep test where I'm from. Same thing, students fear it globally, but it is a great way to showcase your aerobic fitness and cardio.
They are, with the backstroke, getting the mechanisms ready for the backstroke. You need those footholds so you have a clear, solid place to be able to get a good jump off the blocks. And I don't know, just, huge shout out also to the Seiko, the timing group that they have here. That's so, the technology behind this, installing the touch pads. Glad I'm not in charge, let's just say, because you think of that 400, you're lapping people, but yet they still know how many times you've touched.
Yeah.
And whether it's a first touch or second touch or third touch.
Yeah, and I'm sure, Mr. Ward, you've seen it. We have a nice overview of the swing facilities from the middle school building, and we've been able to see all the hard work that's been put in and putting everything together, from the gantries to the technology, the big screen, tents, everything. It's really been great to watch it all come together. And a special shout out to Kevin Lawson, who has also helped a lot on the ISKL side of putting things together.
But an even bigger shout out, watching basketball, some of you who are multitasking as we are as well during this break. ISKL just hit a big three, and it's now a 1-point game as we get to the end of the third quarter. Go Panthers! Let's make an Iasas final. That would be amazing, but you'd have to upset the Bearcats on their home court.
Well, 1 quarter left to go, all to play for. You just never know.
In the other semifinal, Taipei has a 7-point lead with about halfway through the third period on Bangkok. So those final four have all been pretty tightly bunched, although Manila won all their games, so they're certainly the class of the tournament so far.
Yeah, just to go back to that ISKL game, though, being the underdog does have its benefits, okay? You know that, you have it all out there to play for. Realistically speaking, you have nothing to lose, and you just want to go out there and push whoever is the favourites to their maximum and see if you can get a result out of them. So, very exciting game there.
Yeah, well, go Panthers, 1:52 left in the third quarter, so just score 2 more points for them in the next 10 minutes, and Panther Nation of ISKL will be very, 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 very happy. All right, we are getting ready for the backstroke, and the athletes in this first of 3 heats for the girls 200-meter backstroke will be coming up. That's 8 lengths of the pool, so let's introduce the field. Coming in with the third best time, Miley from SAS, who's already had some great marks yesterday. She'll be the person to watch in lane 4. But Ava from Manila is in lane 1. Isa from Manila is in lane 2. Mizuki from ISKL is in lane 3. Melee, as we said, from SAS is in lane 4. Pippa, her teammate, is in lane 5. Anne from ISB is in lane 6. And Danny from ISB, also her teammate, is in lane 7. So it's lanes 1 through 7 in the 200-meter backstroke. Athletes enter the pool, and we'll get ready for the start of the backstroke.
And we are off here in the 200-meter backstroke.
A very nice start. Isa is the fastest off the blocks in lane 2, but it is Miley who predictably is out in head, though it does look like Anne from ISB is in a great start. It is Melee, then Mizuki, then Pippa as anticipated in lanes 4, 3, and 5. The split there is 34-63 as we're at the 50-meter mark, 150 more to go.
Miley is maintaining her lead. She has about a 3-second lead over Mizuki and Pippa, who are very, very close in second and third place.
Here we are at the 100-meter mark. Her seed time coming in is 2:28. She's about on pace for that with a 1:12.36. 100 meters to go. Super close for second. Only a quarter of a second separating. Pippa just out touches Mizuki on that turn. Ann is just behind at 1:21. Danny in fifth place is 1:28, and Isa in sixth is equal with her. Ava just slightly behind at 1:34.
Yeah, Miley in a commanding lead here. Very interested to see how this race for second place goes, because they have been neck and neck since the beginning.
Yeah, on paper, this is about as you'd expect. Miley's seed time is nearly 13 seconds faster than her teammate Pippa in lane 5, but it's Mizuki who's out swimming for the moment Pippa and well ahead of her PB.
Yeah, she's about Mizuki is about 1 second ahead of Pippa at the moment. And following not far behind, 2 seconds further. Danny with a time of 2:15 on that turn.
All right, let's see what the touch time is coming in. Maylee's at 2:29, just a second off her time. She's first. Mizuki does look like she's in second, but Pippa and Ann swimming very close for third. That could be important for the finals. Mizuki does get second at 2:47. Oh, and just out touching Pippa, out touches Ann, 2:49.24.
That was very close between Pippa and Ann. Very close.
So what a swim by Ann. That's 7 seconds off her PB. Danny comes back in at 3:01, 2 seconds off her POB. Isa is 6 at 3:05. And what a great swim by Ava. She takes 6 seconds off her PB, or technically 5 and change from Manila. That's a great swim coming in.
Absolutely fantastic to have so many students once again break their personal bests. Now, into the second round of the prelims.
Second round, we have from Iskl, Shizhao in lane 1.
And we have Josephine in lane 2 from JIS.
Irving from SAS will be in lane 3.
Chloe from Taipei in lane 4.
Aina from Taipei will be in lane 5.
Rachel, she's from JIS in lane 6.
And Aaron from Manila will be in lane 7.
And Jung Min from JIS is in lane 8.
So this heat, we will have lanes 1 through 8. So we'll watch all 8 lanes as we swing. It is a 10-lane pool, but we only use the middle 8. Luxury we have at Iskl of having a 50-meter 10-lane pool.
So it's a wonderful facility.
Wow, what a great start from Jung Min off the blocks. And Aaron in lane 7. Aaron from Manila. Aaron is in second place. Chloe does touch first, and Aina's in third. So Taipei teammates in lanes 4 and 5.
Yeah, top 4, top 5, all very close here. 6, 7, and 8 also quite close.
So far, the talk of this race is Aaron swimming much faster than at least the seed times would anticipate. She's still in third place.
Yeah.
Great swim from the Bearcat.
Nice turn also.
Rachel's making up a bit of ground on her, and she's close in fourth, and Irving not too far back, so this race for third could be close.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like that at the moment. Who can get the quicker turn here will be important.
Yeah, Chloe and Aina, I'm sure, have spent lots of laps in the pool together, and they're certainly supporting each other with this race.
Yeah, Chloe and Aina, the two teammates here, are swimming really well in our central lanes.
Oh, this race for third is going to be hard to predict.
Yep.
Erin may have just a fingernail or an arm's length ahead.
Yeah, Irving is also pushing for that as well, not too far behind third place. She's currently in fifth. Oh.
Yeah, between Erin, Rachel, and Irving, that's going to be close, and that could have an impact for whether you're in the A or B finals.
It is very close, very close. An exciting one for the fans, I believe.
All right, here comes Chloe bringing it home. She's well off her PB pace, but will get a 2:38. Aina has a 2:41. That's closer to her PB pace. And what a great finish by Irving. Irving gets third at 2:48.
Wow.
Erin does stay in fourth at 2:49. That's 11 seconds off her PB. Rachel takes 2 seconds off her PB for fifth place. Jung Min at 2:58 sets a PB for her time at 2:58. And then 3:04 for Josephine, and Shishao from Iskl also gets a PB, 3 seconds off her time.
Yeah, that's a great swim from Erin, though. 11 seconds off her PB, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's a story of that heat. That was an impressive race, and that could also mean might be a time to watch. I'm guessing that'll be a bit slow, 2:49 for the A final, but you never quite know.
Alrighty, going into the third set of prelims here in lane 1, we have Melody from ISB. Savat from ISM is 2, Lindsay from Taipei in lane 3, Avery, she's from SIS, she's in lane 4, Amelie from TAS is in lane 5, Kate from ISB in lane 6, in lane 7 we have Kaya from ISKL, and in lane 8 we have Rawia from GIS.
Avery would be the presumptive favorite with the fastest seed time, coming in at 2:26, but her teammate Miley will probably be right next to her in the pool whatever happens. Miley did put in a very good race earlier, but that's kind of that race that may determine whether it's Singapore or whether it's Taipei who takes home the championship this afternoon. This race could mean a lot because it is very possible Singapore could go gold-silver here. Of course, we'll determine that this afternoon. Chloe was well off her pace today, but maybe she's saving it for this afternoon.
Very possible. A lot of different strategies to employ and to think about before you swim, during your swim, and after your swim.
Great start by Amelie Na. That's one of the fastest we've seen all day. 0.41 off the blocks. It is Avery in first, Amelie in second, Kate in third. Just closely behind is Lindsay from Taipei in fourth.
Avery has now opened up a 1.5 second lead over Amelie in lane 5. And then for third and fourth, looking very tight between Lindsay and Kate at the moment.
Beautiful stroke by Avery as she takes the lead, and that kind of shows why she's probably the favorite for this 200-meter backstroke coming into this tournament. She's a good 3 body lengths ahead on the field coming up here on this turn. With the backstroke, you do have these, you'll see on in the pool, you have the flags that are overhead. That's so important for the backstrokers as they time their turns. They know exactly how many strokes it is. Once they see that, what they need to do, because you don't see what the wall is, so it's all the intricate timings that come with the the technique of swimming this backstroke.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of intuition that's built into it too, from doing it again and again and again, and just knowing that time.
Yeah, and they're counting how many strokes they do, and sometimes, the first lap or the last lap might have a different stroke count than those in the middle, especially for lengthy races like the 200.
Avery has a comfortable half pool opening here ahead of our second place competitor. Race for second and third is a little bit closer, about 2 seconds in the difference between lanes 5 and 3.
Yeah, and both of those are Taipei athletes. Amelie Na, who was in the middle school at Iskl, another example of those students and the Iasas community. A lot of friends. She was staying with Shelby, who did some announcing yesterday, and good friends. Here comes the finish time, and that is the best time we've had, 2:26.51. So congratulations. She'll be the 1 seed for Avery coming in. Oh, very close for second.
Looks like Lindsay's just done enough. No.
Yeah, Lindsay out-touches Amelie, but it's the Taipei teammates who will be second and third. In fourth place, Kate is 2:50. In fifth place is Kaya at 2:59. That's a PB for her by a second. In sixth is Saba with 3:02. In seventh, Melody is at 3:06. And Rawia comes in at 3:17, just 2 seconds off her PB pace. So not quite getting a PB, but Avery sets a PB for herself by about a quarter of a second, maybe a third of a second, and she would be the expected favorite going into this afternoon.
Taipei team are heating up down here. We're moving now onto the 200-meter backstroke.
And this will be the boys division. So we only have 5 swimmers in this heat. Pan is in lane 1 from ISB.
Joel from GIS in lane 3.
Ryan from Taipei is in lane 4.
Noah, also from Taipei, is in lane 5.
And that's probably why those Taipei Tigers were heating up with some excitement.
Yeah.
And Zach from Singapore will be in lane 6. 2:35 is Ryan's seed time that comes in for this. Mm-hmm. He is the third fastest, but it sure looks on paper that Darren, who we'll see later in the third, is the class of the field with a much faster seed time than anyone else.
Wow, yeah. 7 seconds ahead of his closest competitor. Students getting into the water now. Officials taking their place.
See that power of how high Ryan gets off on that start. And a long kick. He is the last one to come above the water, but he's pretty much even with Noah head to head. Look at those long, powerful strokes.
Yeah, 2 teammates pretty close together at the moment. We'll see how that develops.
Yeah, Noah just out-touched by Ryan, but it could look like it could be the opposite here. Nope, it's within 0.02 of a second, but Ryan's in the lead. Not that that may matter with 150 meters to go.
Just looking at their PBs as well for Ryan and Noah. Ryan has about a 2-second lead on his personal best. They are looking closer together than that at the moment.
We will make the obvious caveat that it is theoretically possible that their personal bests may have happened in previous years, but we are bested on this year's seed time, so in most cases those are their truly PBs. In some cases they may have them from previous years, but for all practical purposes you want to swim faster than you've ever swam before. A little surprise here, Noah's a good lead on Ryan, so I'm not sure what Ryan, you can see the power he had in the first 25 isn't quite there.
This seems to be dropping off a little bit for now. A lot of swimming done again, so you have to take that into account. And we'll just have to see how things develop from here.
Well, while we're at this split, it is disappointing news for the Panthers. It does look like it will be Manila and Taipei in the basketball championship. Manila's up by 12 with 3 minutes to go, and Taipei's up by 16 with 5 minutes to go. But here in swimming, Noah does have a nice 4 or 5 body length lead. So he's swimming the race of his tournament.
Absolutely, swimming very well out there. Third, fourth, and fifth at the moment, about a second and a half between them.
Yeah, that's 7 seconds, I think, separating them. Not what we anticipated. Race for third will be very close. 2:24 is his time. Is that real?
That's 13 seconds off his personal best, Mr. Wilbur.
Ryan takes 3 seconds off his personal best. So Ryan was not struggling. Noah was just swimming amazingly.
Crowd is very excited down here below us.
Very, very close across coming from third. It looks like Zach has a slight lead. Zach at 2:55. Fourth is Pan at 2:57. That's 8 seconds off his PB. And Joel at 2:59 from Gis is in fifth. Wow. What a swim by Noah. That's a marker laid down, 2:24.
Fantastic time.
That's faster than anyone's seed time coming up in this next heat, and could say to Darren from Singapore, game on.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that score, that time for sure, as we move into the second round of prelims.
And in the second round of prelims, we again have a slightly shorter field, only 6 athletes competing here in the 200-meter backstroke. Jonah from SAS will be in lane 2.
Zach from Manila, lane 3.
Rouge from ISB in lane 4.
Ryan, he's from Iskl, he's in lane 5.
Lucas from ISB will be in lane 6.
And Jihan from Iskl is in lane 7.
And Rouge from ISB has already had a great tournament, and we'll look forward to his race coming up here. He would be the theoretical silver medalist, but 2:24 is the current time to beat. He'd have to beat his PB thanks to that amazing race that Noah just put in from Taipei.
I'll be interested to see what he does now. The officials keeping a very close eye on things here. And we're off.
It is a clean start off the blocks. It does look like Rouge has a slightly faster time, but all that measures is the time that took from the beep until someone was no longer connected to the starting timer block.
But wow, what really going out there.
Yeah, what a powerful start. Almost a second and a half ahead of Ryan in lane 2, with Zach from ISM in third place.
Currently, Ryan in second place is about 3 seconds behind Rouge. Just behind him is Zach. He's 2 seconds behind Ryan.
Here comes Rouge coming in for the halfway mark, the 100 meters.
Yeah.
His split is 1:04, so that is a pretty impressive time coming in. And look at that power as he just cranks through the water.
Yeah.
So much power on those strokes with right, left, and then the turn. You can also see how he torques his body to get that strong kickoff off the turns.
Yeah, Rouge has probably, a half pool length advantage over his fellow competitors at the moment.
Ryan continues comfortably in second place. He's at 1:49.
I think perhaps Rouge was having a look at Noah's time during the first heat.
In third place is Zach. He's at 1:57 right now. Fourth place is Lucas. Fifth is Jonah from Singapore. Okay, here comes Rouge bringing it home. He will comfortably beat that time. Wow. 2:17.
That is 9 seconds off his personal best.
Yeah, and that's impressive. And my goodness, Ryan, what a great swim from him. He's 12 seconds off his PB. Zach comes in third at 2:39. He's 6 seconds off his PB. And fourth is Lucas. He's 5 seconds off his PB. Jonah's in fifth place at 2:49. 11 seconds off his personal best. What a great swim. That is a fast pace for every single one of these so far. One more to finish. Looks like Jihan also is going to take a whole bunch of time off his PB.
Good perseverance shown by Jihan here.
Yeah, 7 seconds off his PB. 3:23 in sixth place. Nice to see Rouge clapping him home.
Yeah, it was a PB party in there for this swim, Mr. Wood.
Well, congratulations. What a great swim. Yeah, so we thought Noah laid down a marker with 2:24, and Rouge says, I'll take that and show you my time. It's 2:17, and that means that Darren has his work cut out for him. Darren from Singapore is in lane 4. His seed time is 2 seconds slower than what we just saw, but PBs are being broken all around here. Yeah. So in lane 2, actually, it's going to be John from GIS.
Kieran from ISB is in lane 3.
As we mentioned, Darren, the presumptive favorite, is in lane 4 from Singapore.
Leo, who is also from Singapore, is in lane 5.
And Ian from GIS is in lane 6.
And Andy from ISM is in lane 7.
So again, this shows how challenging the backstroke is. We only have 6 athletes swimming in this heat, 6 in the previous and 5 in the one before that. So that does give you a lot better chance to get points for your team.
Yeah. Shorter field.
Off the blocks, it does look like Singapore is 1 and 2 as we'd anticipate in lanes 4 and 5. Though Ian from GIS is also looking pretty close.
Yep, the two Singapore teammates here fairly close together. Darren has a short lead over Leo, it looks like. Currently in third place, we have Kieran from ISB. Ian, not too far behind him.
Yeah, and the interesting thing to note, as I recall, that is about 2 seconds shorter for Darren on that split. So I don't see him making up that time, but it's all going to matter how they swim this afternoon. But I'm putting my money on it's going to be Rouge who's picking the music this afternoon.
Yeah, he looked he looked fantastic in there. Very powerfully built young man. Will be a fantastic race regardless.
Great swim by Leo. He's keeping pace with them. He's only less than a half second behind Darren.
Yeah, good to see the teammates so close together. Some very vocal parents here.
Yeah, it's so fun to watch the parents. They've got their cameras out, they're filming. We'll remind them, you can watch all the different camera angles at livestream.com, Iskl, on demand or live. So if you miss it, you can catch it later.
Yeah.
All right, here's the split at 150. I think that makes it pretty clear that Darren will not be making 2:17 with a 1:49 time. Leo swimming pretty impressive there. Powerful turns as Darren and Leo are neck and neck with just less than a second splitting them. They will come in at finish 1-2.
Yes, they're just being so close the entire race. Actually,
Oh my goodness, Leo out-touches him. I think Darren did not get a time. Darren needs to touch the wall.
It seemed like Darren touched it just after Leo. I'm not sure what's happening here. There's still no time on display for Darren.
So that's really interesting. The challenge with the backstroke that I've had, I'm a terrible backstroker, first caveat, is sometimes you hit the top of the wall, and I don't know if the timer registered him, so they should have backup timing mechanism.
Okay.
Oh, now it's come up. 2:28.06. I think that is that is only 0.12 of a second, which looked about what it was in real time.
Yes.
So Leo gets first, 2:27, but that's a fair bit off both Noah's time and nearly 10 seconds off what Rouge put down.
Yeah. I think Leo is just over the last few yards there to just reach out ahead of Darren.
Yeah, so really impressive swim there by Leo. That's a good 9 seconds off his PB.
The other swimmers here really pushing Andy on, which is fantastic to see. Yeah, that's great. Great to watch.
Yeah, nice job. Good cheering for Andy. He gets a congratulations from Ian next to him and a hug between these athletes. Leo, the winner, also slaps him. Congratulations. What an accomplishment just swimming the 200 backstroke.
I think it says so much to see these competitors embrace each other in the pool and be so friendly towards each other. It's great. Well-disciplined young athletes.
Yeah, certainly. So, pretty exciting. You may want to go get a snack, get a glass of water or something. We'll have a short break, about a 5-minute cool down. It's been a little bit longer that between events, and then we'll finish fast and furious with the 50-meter free.
I have noticed, Mr. Woodward, that it seems to be Hawaiian shirt day for one of the teams. It looks like it might be ISB, but I'm seeing a lot of color down there from some of the students.
Yeah, the team traditions, the team, I don't want to say superstitions, but some athletes can, you got to wear this shirt on game day, you got tournament day, PBs happen when I put my slides on in this order. I don't know, you've been a high-level athlete. Have you seen any of that around the athletic world?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all sorts of different superstitions. Did you have any in particular yourself?
I don't remember. I did like wearing number 3, and one time when I had my number, had to change numbers for some reason, I thought, I didn't have lucky number 3, but
yeah. I used to just pick up a few blades of the fresh grass, give it a quick smell, and then I was good to go. It's just these weird little intricacies that people have that, it's a very mental thing, that you think it may give you some sort of benefit. And then when you're without it, or you can't have access to it, it does feel like things have changed.
All right, the 200 backstroke qualification is up. Irving does make it. Her teammate Pippa is just off the cut. Congratulations to Mizuki, but the big news there is 3, 4, 5, 6 is Taipei, 1 and 2 is Singapore, 8 and 9 is Singapore. That's about as evenly matched for that team total as you can have in terms of totals. Slight edge to Taipei if those results finish, but that could come down to being super close.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. I mean, that's so great for their programs to be able to play so many athletes. That's such a high scale and for these final rounds.
Yeah, so this afternoon, let's see what's that mean. 6 of the 8 lanes will be Singapore and Taipei. No, 7 of the 8 lanes. Is that right?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah, that just shows why Singapore coming into today with 430 points and Taipei with 393. On final day, they're both, I think it's pretty clear they're going to be gold, silver. The question is in what order?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing to fight for. The gold, the silver. I mean, it's an accomplishment to either get gold or silver in the first place, but it gives them just a little bit extra to go for.
Yeah, we can confirm in basketball it will be Taipei versus Manila for the championship on the Bearcats home floor, whereas the Panther battle between Bangkok and KL will be for bronze. Those games will be coming up later this afternoon. Of course, you'll definitely want to watch the live stream from all the different places. And we thank all of our partners in Manila who are helping show up those games. So specifically, I think the bronze medal game tips off at 2:15, and then the championship games at 3:45 and 5:15 p.m. That's GMT +8. So that's Singapore, KL, Taipei, Manila time, but not Jakarta or Bangkok time. And in about 30 minutes, the results from rugby will be coming in. It's SAS versus Iskl. It looks like Iskl versus Taipei will be that final unless Iskl can win by 13 points or more. Because that's going to come down to a three-way tiebreaker only if Iskl can beat Singapore. And girls' touch does look like it is wrapped up, so it'll be Bangkok, the class of the tournament. Wow, they've only given up 5 tries through 5 games. And they've scored, 30-some? So they're going to be tough to beat. Taipei will meet them in the finals. But Bangkok, and a shout out to Chad Bates, and a longtime coach there. He also has daughters go through the program. And I think for the bronze, it'll be Singapore versus Manila. In their earlier match, it was 2-1, so that could go either way. And then it'll be Iskl versus GIS for 5th and 6th. That was also 3-2, so that could be a pretty even match. The backstroke results were just put up. I think we were distracted and didn't notice them, but we don't notice that John did make it into the backstroke. So Joel and John will pick up points for their team. Currently is the 13th and 14th seeds. They don't do a 16 on that for some reason. Not sure why they didn't go all the way down to 16 on that seeding.
I'm not sure. Perhaps it was to do with the total numbers from the original heats.
Yeah, there are definitely fewer athletes who are swimming in that, so something to do with that, but I think you'd still have the top 16 qualifying, but maybe it's a percentage. All of you Iasas junkies and rulebook experts, you can let us know, because we're a little bit uncertain of that, but we do know there will be 2 very exciting finals that will take place this afternoon for each boys and girls backstroke.
Yeah, it's been a great morning of swimming so far. Of course, we still have some races left to go, but I just have to say once again, I've been so impressed with the overall level of athleticism and swimming ability on display. It's really great to watch.
Yeah, the preview for the girls and boys 50-meter freestyle is don't blink. Meili coming straight out of the pool. She just swam the backstroke. She just gets a few minutes here to cool down. Wonder if they intentionally put her in the first heat and then she's in the third heat just to give her a little bit extra time. She does have the best seed time coming in of 27:33, and that's nearly 2 seconds faster than anyone else. So
yeah,
you'd think she can fly in the 50 free.
Meili's time is also about 1.5 seconds behind the Iasas record, which was set by Sydney Smith in 2015 with a time of 25.98.
Yeah, second seed time all around the 29-second mark. Those could be tight. So you have Pippa, you have Alana from Iskl, Ina from Taipei, Emma from Singapore, GK from Singapore, who are all in that range. But as we saw this morning, that's what's on paper.
Yeah.
In a couple cases, we had Noah, we had Leo, we had Rouge, who put down a way faster mark. So seed times don't matter quite as much as the performance you have on the actual day. A lot of that comes to how much energy and excitement you have, and some of that, you do your whole taper up to this event. You are training, your conditioning, your workout schedule, those hours and hours in the pool are all so that you can swim the fastest today.
Yeah, and just having a quick look at the boys bracket also. The Iasas record was set by Colin Schuster in 2020 with a time of 22.90. Looking across the three heats that we'll be watching for the prelims.
Yeah, Rogov's the only one who's sub 24.
Yes.
So he'd have to take another second off, which is hard to do when you're going that fast to put the Iasas record in jeopardy. And then do we only have one other person at sub 25? Zayden from Manila is sub 25 at 24.80.
Yes, he does seem to be the only other.
But Noah's just over 25. He's at 25.02, and we've already seen him have an incredible meet. So I would not at all be surprised if he creates a PB and also goes sub 25. We won't have quite the range that we have in the 200 or 400 meters where you have 30, 40 seconds, even sometimes minutes lapping your competitors, because you have everyone from freshmen to seniors, you have experienced swimmers to those who are just starting out, you have those with phenomenal strokes to those like me who just swam but never had a good stroke, and so everyone in the pool with a wide variety. That'll certainly be true in the 50 meter, but it's not nearly as much or as evident when it's down and back.
Yeah, it's about that explosiveness, isn't it, really? Getting off the blocks, the muscle memory, and I'm just excited to see what happens.
Interesting strategy here that I never figured out. We may see some people who do one breath or two breaths in the whole swim. Like that first 25, it'll be interesting how many of the athletes breathe and how many of them just head down, explosiveness, as you said, Andy. And so all that strategy comes out because it's a lot of anaerobic skill. How much energy can you have in your muscles before they give out? Because you're all out sprint for 50 meters, and if you lose enough oxygen, then you slow down that fraction of a second, and you're talking tenths, hundredths of seconds between gold and off the podium in many cases.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's a lot resting on these young students' minds at the moment as they think about what the best way is to approach this. Now, I'm sure they already know and have decided how they will swim, but being in the moment is completely different than just thinking about it beforehand.
Yeah, we will have 21 athletes on the girls' side and 22 on the boys, so if you really want to get your play sheet out and be able to track this, it'll be heats of 7 for all the girls, and then for the boys it'll be 7-7, then the final heat of 8. At least that's what's on paper. We did have 2 athletes this morning who did not start, and you never know. You hope they're well, whether that's injury, illness, or just sometimes cramping or some late minute coaches shifts. Could all explain that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think the first thing you said is most important. I hope the athletes are well, those who did not start.
All right, the scoreboard has come up. This officially is match number 329. You'd have to be a crazy trivia buff to care about that. Or you're watching on your Meet Manager app. So yeah, heats 329 for the girls and 330 for the boys are the official heat numbers. It's come up on the board, but I don't yet see the athletes moving out of the marshal area. The setup here, which is probably outside your camera view, is just outside the pool area. The marshal's there and peck them in, make sure you have the right athletes in the right lane, make sure they know where they're going.
Yeah, we have the officials in place already. They're just waiting for the student athletes. Trying to keep an eye on poolside here to see if I see them emerge. And here they come now.
Okay, here they do make their way, so we'll go ahead and introduce these 6 athletes. So it does look like there is oh no. My math was off. It's 6, 6, and 7, but it is through lane 7, so we don't have anyone in lane 1 for heats 1 and 2.
Alrighty, so just going through the names of the athletes who are going to be in the first heat of the girls 50-meter freestyle. We have Alice in lane 2. She's from ISM.
Also from ISM will be Erin swimming next to her in lane 3.
GK from SAS is in lane 4.
And also from SAS, Emma swimming next to her teammate.
Isabel
will be in lane 5.
Apologies, Mr. Word. Isabel from Taipei is in lane 6.
And Hyo Min from GIS will be in lane 7. 2 of these have the SAS teammates have broken the 30-second mark. And so let's watch. How many breaths do they take? Fast and furious, and don't get wet if you're watching at home because the kick rate is insane. And they're off. This will be fast and furious, and we'll see. We'd expect the SAS swimmers, but it's Isabel in lane 6 who's off to a fast start for Taipei. She's well ahead of Emma, but let's see at the turn. At the turn, it's GK first, Isabel second, Emma third, Erin fourth, Alice fifth, Hyo Min 6th, and they're coming home very fast. A huge lead by GK, swimming really fabulously.
And GK will come in first. It looks like second is going to go to Isabel.
Wow, Isabel breaks sub 30. Emma is third at 31. At 32 is Erin, 33 is Alice, and 35 is Hyo Min. What an amazing swim, especially there by Isabel. She breaks sub 30 for the first time in her life. And that's nearly 2 full seconds off your time. Yep. And that's in 50 meters.
That is
crazy.
Incredible. All right, it looks like we're going to be moving swiftly on to the second heat here.
And again, 6 competitors in this. We have Ina from Iskl in lane 2.
Ilaria, also from Iskl in lane 3.
Ina, one of the favorites in lane 4 from Taipei.
A third Iskl student, Alana, in lane 5.
We have Claudia from Manila in lane 6. She is not going to start. Scratch that.
Alrighty, and we have Stella in lane 7. She is from Jakarta.
Okay, so this is the Iskl meet. Mina will be coming up in the next one, but Iskl definitely has said we think we can get more points if we put more swimmers in the sprints. Both Ina and Alana have cracked sub 30. Now, usually off the blocks doesn't matter, but when it's this fast, it can make a significant difference, but hardly any difference from the time of the beep to when they left the starting blocks. Wow, that is close, and Alana's swimming really well. It is so close. Ilaria also, the twins, neck and neck within 1/10 of a second. Ina is just ahead in first. Long strokes as she comes into the finish.
Oh.
It is Ina first, Alana second, Ilaria third, Ina fourth, and Stella fifth. All 3 of them break top 3 all break sub 30, so huge congratulations.
Excellent.
Let's see, Ilaria, I think that's a PB as she breaks sub 30 for the first time, at least on our records.
Yep, Ina also broke hers, sub 29.
Yeah, and Alana gets 29.17, more than a half second off her time. All right, the presumptive favorite, Meili from Singapore, will be in lane 4, but let's introduce the other athletes in this field.
Yes, we have Raya from GIS in lane 1.
We have Proud from Bangkok in lane 2.
Mina from ISKL in lane 3.
Meili from Singapore in lane 4.
Her partner Pippa from Singapore in lane 5.
Charlotte from Taipei in lane 6.
And Natsuko in lane 7 from ISM.
Down and back, it'll go fast. And they're off. It's off the blocks really quick. A little bit slower for Meili, and Mina has a great start off the blocks. But already she's made up ground as Miley's taken an early lead at the first 25 halfway point.
Indeed she has. Pippa coming in close second. Mina coming third.
Charlotte's in fourth, but she's already opened up a body length, which shows why she is the favorite in this race.
It looks like Mina actually might be pushing for second here.
27.64 is first. Mina gets second. Pippa's third. Charlotte is fourth with 30. Proud is fifth with 31. In sixth is Natsuko with 33 and 35 for Raya. So the big news there, I think, is that both Alana and Ilaria should make it through to the finals as they were sub 30.
Yep.
Mina also should be as she's sub 30. But Meili will get to choose the music and be the leader. But we're straight off into the boys.
Alrighty, looking at the first lane, we have Tairim from JIS. Sean is in lane 2 from Taipei. Ole's in lane 3, he's from ISKL. Noah, also from ISKL, is in lane 4. Jacob from Singapore in lane 5. Kosei, also from ISKL, in lane 6. And Akhtar from JIS in lane 7.
Yeah, the crowd is ramping up, but the board says, shh. All right, get ready from silence to 100 in just a second. And they're off. This could be close all across with 3 of them having 25 times. Wow. Jacob's the last to come up underwater with a long kick, but he's just keeping pace with Noah. It's Noah first, Ole second, the ISKL in first and second, Jacob in third, and it's fast coming down. It does look like, it's going to be close for second. Noah's first. Jacob does out-touch him. Ole's third. In fourth is Akhtar. Fifth is Sean. Sixth is Kosai. And seventh is Tarim. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah, you weren't messing, Mr. Woodward. I blinked and I missed a certain portion of that race.
As we said, Noah did break sub 25, so a PB from him. Jacob also takes a quarter second off his time. Looks like a PB. And also a PB from Ole. He couldn't quite out-touch. I didn't quite catch that time, but 25 something will be
30,
probably the cutoff.
Yeah, 25, 34, 35 perhaps.
That may be the cutoff for the A final, so we'll have to see. Okay, really quickly, here we go. Heat 2. Yunju in lane 1 from Singapore.
We have Daniel from JIS in lane 2.
Brian from Taipei in lane 3.
Zayden from Manila in lane 4.
Peak from ISB in lane 5.
Jihoon from SAS in lane 6.
And also from SAS James in lane 7.
Whew, this is frantic.
Again, quiet to 1,000. And they're off. The crowd's already roaring as they hit the blocks and hear the beat. A very fast start by Daniel in lane 2 off the blocks. But already Zayden appears to be in the early lead, though Brian has given him a run for his money. Yes, it is just 0.03 of a second separating first and second. Oh, here comes Brian. Brian may take this.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be close. It's Brian first, Zayden second, Daniel third, Peak fourth, Jihoon fifth, Yunhu sixth, and James seventh. Oh my goodness, that's 3 sub 25s. Wow. I don't know, Peak 25, 27.
3 sub 25s, yeah.
I think, there may be 4 of those who would go through and may have knocked out some from the last heat. That heat was faster, I think, than the first heat. All right, the class of this race is coming up, and that's Raghav, the only sub 24 with the seed time. But Alex Chen from Taipei will be in lane 1.
Edwin from ISKL in lane 2.
Drutrev from ISB in lane 3.
Raghav from JIS, he's in lane 4.
Ben from Taipei in lane 5, and the last 3 all from ISM.
We have Gellert in lane 6.
Younghu from lane 7.
And Emil in lane 8.
So those Bearcats will be all next to each other in this race.
Sporadic chants from the crowd.
A little bit of choreography, making sure everyone gets on the blocks at the same time. Down and back, the last race of the morning. Huge races, they're off. Look at this power. It's head down as they're swimming. One breath we see for Raghav at that point. He's at the lead by a good half second. Looks like he makes him a second breath. head down with a strong finish. 23.74 first. Druchev gets 25 in second. 25.36 for Ben. Gellert 25 is fourth. Alex is 26.61 in fifth. Youngho in seventh and Emil in eighth.
That's another PB for Rogov there. He's really pushing himself.
And only one of those people was not sub 30. That is fast. Yeah, so Rogov takes an even faster PB for himself, nearly a quarter of a second off. I don't know, those of you with photographic memories or taking notes at home may be able to see what those top 8 are, but if you're in that 25 range, that's got to be where the cutoff, I think, would be between A and B finals.
Yeah, and we should find out pretty soon, so we will see.
Well, we thank you for joining us for the morning session. We'll have these same races coming up this afternoon, plus the final relay, which have the times. We do see the times coming up. Let's see, Pippa, 30.09 is the cutoff. Charlotte will be the lead there. It is, again, 3 ISKL people who make it into the finals A.
It's a fantastic achievement.
So it is Alana, Ilaria, and Mina all make sub 30, as we guessed. ISM will have 3 in finals B. That'll be fast and furious. So congratulations to the 50-meter girls. Let's see if they quickly show the 50-meter boys finals, but they may need a little bit more time as that just came in. We'll wait and see, because that will be some suspense to see who made the A finals and the B finals with that 25 cutoff. We do know for a fact that Rogov is going to get to be choosing the music, leading the parade, and he'll be out to show that.
He's such a powerful swimmer, and as Mr. Woodward said, we're just waiting on the final results for the boys here. We will stay on until they are released. Might take a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we do think that 50 finals will be coming up, because it's hard to keep it out. Yes, it is up now. No, this is the girls again to see. So yeah, Mina, Anna, Ilaria, it will be Meili and GK trying to get big points for Singapore. I guess the news there is also Taipei will only have 2 people in the finals, and they don't currently have as fast a times as Singapore. So should be advantage Singapore in terms of those team totals, just in regard to this event. So they're showing once again the girls' total. And we'll hope the boys 50 free comes up shortly, but they do need to finalize those and get all those numbers accurate. Well, we'll sign off just in time for everyone to definitely go to the GIST live stream and cheer on ISKL as they play Singapore. They need to not just win, but win pretty convincingly, which let's just say the odds don't look good, especially with some key injuries that happen.
Yeah, but you have to try. All you can do is your best.
Yep, and play with the players in front, and next man up becomes the mentality sometimes. We're not sure if the boys' total is going to come up. Waiting for the officials. We do have some match officials here, we think. 5 minutes. Okay, we think it may be 5 minutes, so.
It's so fun. I'm just saying my husband is just thoroughly enjoying your commentary.
Would you like to
good. We're here
make
with a
quick
little
announcement?
shout out. You want to say hi to your husband?
Hi, Kevin. Love you. We're missing you, and we are just giving the commentators a shout out too. Woo woo!
Yeah, that's an ISB Panther shout out. So thank you for Kevin cheering on his daughter, son.
Son Liam.
Oh my goodness! We are here with the record holder's mom. Can we get an interview? We need to get Liam up here. So I genuinely want to know what happened last night, because those 3 seconds. Well, first the 3 seconds he took off that breaststroke final. That's insane.
It is. Kevin knows all the scores. I just cheer a lot, so I'm excited for him. But I knew then when I was cheering, he did something fantastic.
I know, that's amazing. So we're saying that may be a record that goes down for, we're going to interrupt just for a moment, come right back, don't go anywhere. It does look like 25:34 is the cutoff. So you have a wide range. Noah will be second seed, Raghav first, Brian will be third.
Zayden then in fourth, Daniel fifth, Peak sixth, Jacob in seventh.
And Ben Wang, surprise there, just missed the cutoff for the A final. He'll be the leader in the B final. Ole also just missed it. I mean, that's 300ths of a second between final A and final B, 200ths of a second between 8th and 9th.
Yeah.
So that is a bit of a surprise. That one heat was just so much faster than the others.
Yeah.
So fractions of a second. Alex does make the final.
Go ahead also with Kosei, Sean, Akhtar, Gellert, and Ji-hoon from Singapore.
Okay, we do have to get Leon's mom here back. But we have to ask, so we knew he was an amazing breaststroker, but then when he took the record in the butterfly this morning, was that expected?
No, when I talked to him, he said it was very unexpected too. So yeah, I'll have to go find him. Oh, there he is!
Oh my goodness, what a thrill. Congratulations, we're here with Liam. Are you going to give a shout out to your dad? Quickly, can we move the camera so that we can see Liam here? And is this your sister too, or no? Just a fan?
Hi.
Oh, great. We'll try to get the camera to show you. But here, congratulations, man of the tournament. And I don't know, your reaction after that butterfly championship was pretty amazing, that record.
Yeah, it was a pretty unexpected swim, but really happy with it.
And I've got to ask, so 3 seconds off an Iasas record that's been there for something like 8 years. That's insane.
Yeah, that was also very unexpected. It was a big PB, and as well, really happy with it.
Yeah, and I assume the butterfly this morning also a PB?
PB by 4 seconds-ish, so can't ask for much more.
Well, congratulations. Yeah, between you and Hadley, we have records just falling all over the place. So we're so thrilled to have Liam joining us here. So what's next? What's your afternoon look like? You've got the butterfly coming up.
Yeah, 100 butterfly. Gonna take a quick nap and then get on to that one. So.
And you did your relay already.
Yeah, relay was yesterday.
Yeah, so your team, I think, also is super tight in the points in terms of what that might have for a Panther medal for your team.
Yeah, we're hoping for a pretty good day, a miracle day.
Yeah, well, we're so thrilled to be joining by Liam here. Congratulations. Certainly a historic moment. We've been thrilled up here watching and getting to see your performance. It was super exciting this morning and yesterday's breaststroke. Generational talent right here, I'd say.
Thank you very much.
And can we get, what, I know it's still college admission season, or what's next year look like for you?
I'm actually going to swim at Denison University in Ohio.
Congratulations, small world. That's super exciting. Yeah, I actually did a tour with my son at Denison one time. He did not choose going there, but he is not far from you in Ohio.
Wow.
Congratulations. You can watch the Denison, what, their mascot?
Big Reds.
The Big Reds. Next year, there may be some more records falling in whatever conference they're in.
Hopefully. Well, thank you very much.
Congratulations to Liam, to his mom, to his sister. Wow, great job. And to Dad Kevin watching at home maybe. So thank you. Congratulations. Amazing. Get a rest and we'll look forward to your butterfly this afternoon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Take care, guys.
Bye. And we'll sign off. We'll see you back at about 2:30, we think.